But this vlog, I thought I would tell you a bit about the equipment I use outside of the motorcycle, and, you know, a little bio, a little bit about me, about Rob. I got Dexter boots, Levi 550 Relaxed, the Shift Backdraft, built, whatever model they are. It's a Shoei model RF 1100. I've got a GoPro Hero 2, and that one. I mean, I'm a little detail oriented. And that's just part of who I am, which is a great segue onto the bio portion of my vlog here. Now, if you have no doubt guessed, my name is Rob. Guessed. I told you that straight up in the last video. I might have told you in this video. I'm not even sure. But I am a full-time student. I am married to a wonderful woman. She is supporting me while I go to school to become a mechanical engineer. I'm actually double majoring in mechanical engineering and physics. I think they're awesome. Both subjects are. And I think it'd be really neat to be an experimental physicist. I don't really see there being too much of a market for that job, which is one of the reasons why I'm getting the mechanical engineering degree. There's a lot more market for that. It's all over the place. If it has a moving part, it needed a mechanical engineer somewhere in the development. Heck, most things that don't have a moving part needed a mechanical engineer somewhere in the development of it. Like these stupid little cat's eyes. I hate these cat's eyes, by the way. But the stupid cat's eyes, they make a million of them. You need a mechanical engineer for all that junk. Building, designing. So yeah, I'm hoping to get into automotive chassis engineering. I think that would be the most fun. But I'm always keeping my options open. Right now I'm going to community college. I've been there and I'm transferring to a 4-year university here in next semester, actually. Well, next quarter, because the school I'm going to is on the quarter system. It's University of California, Davis. They're a really solid engineering program and a really solid physics program. Not the best in the nation for either, obviously, but ranked. You know, they're in the top 100, which is cool. And I'm just going to go there for my bachelor's. If I decide to continue on, even though it's not strictly necessary, you become a professional with a bachelor's in engineering. It's one of the few that you can. If I decide to continue on and get my master's and/or doctorate, that's when I'll hit the big schools, the MIT, the Stanford, the Berkeley. Really? I'm not having none of that. By the way, this part of California, like along this stretch of road from, you know, the mile just before I did that to the mile just in front of me, solid double yellows means passing okay. But only in that section, so don't do that anywhere else in California. So yeah, that was my schooling background for right now. Before that, I was in industry. I was a engineering technician for a fire sprinkler company. I was designing fire sprinkler systems, fire suppression systems for primarily commercial buildings. However, with the crash, you know, the 2008 crash, the company went under. We were able to, you know, tread water for a year, and it finally went under in 2009. Same year I got married. All right, yeah, I lost my job, and 2 months later I'm getting married. That was nauseating, you know. Oh, my wife's not gonna like the way that sounded. It was a very stressful time in my life, and I was nauseous quite often because I was afraid for the future. That's what I mean by it. And I looked for work for a couple of months, and I found nothing. You know, nobody was hiring. I was in the construction industry, and there was no construction. So who the hell's gonna hire me, you know? And so I made a New Year's resolution, January of 2010, to go back to school, get my degree, become awesome at something. That way you don't have to worry about this anymore. Now, 220 is right here. And so I've been doing that. Now this is my second attempt at college. My first attempt was right after high school, and it did not end well. I dropped out to work full-time just because it wasn't for me, and I thought that was going to be okay. I found a decent job, it paid well, I was able to afford a nice apartment, I was able to support myself, and it was great, you know? And then, you know, lost my job, and what's your level of education? High school? Uh-huh. Yeah, don't call us, we'll call you. So I left that job after 5 years, with 5 years experience and nothing to show for it. Ooh, cotton. Cotton or almonds? Almonds. Those are almonds. So because I'm a physics and engineering major, I have a heavy background in math as well, and I love it. As a matter of fact, I'm sure a lot of my vlogs that come in the future are going to be about things that a lot of you may find boring. Like, I know I'm going to do one about the sum of all the natural numbers. That's one of my favorites in the whole world. It is so counterintuitive, and I absolutely love it. If you go 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus yada 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 until infinity, well, not until infinity, that doesn't even mean anything, but for infinity, you would think that the sum is divergent, that it wouldn't tend towards anything, and it is divergent in one sense. However, it does tend towards a value. It tends towards -1/12, and that blows my mind. So I keep adding positive whole numbers, and I end up with a negative fraction. I find that absolutely mind-blowing, and I'm sure one of my videos is going to be about that proof. Well, proof may not be the proper word, but justification. I believe it was Euler's method that I'm going to be using. Euler was an amazing guy. Oh my gosh, talk about crazy mad. So I'm sure I'm going to do one about that. And I'm sure I'm going to do stuff about physics, because I love physics. I might do one about the physics of motorcycles, for crying out loud. Yeah. Every motorcycle rider knows it, but you push left to go left. That doesn't make sense, because you're turning the handlebars right when you push left, so you should turn right, but you totally don't. Oh, the ferry's on the other side of the river? I'm gonna have to wait for the ferry. I love this sign. You probably can't read it, but it says, "Notice, the levee of Ryer Island is closed to the public. No camping, driving, fishing, hunting, parking, or trespassing." Yeah, fuck that. I'll drive all the hell over it. My playground. Alright, now that I've told you a little bit about my history, my education, my employment in the past, that's part of who I am, and so I'd like to tell you about another part of who I am, and that's, you know, my writing style, my style of living for everything. I'm a very moderate individual. I do things, I don't typically ride hard, I don't do stupid things. Well, I mean, I'm showing off a bit for the camera today. I've done some stupid things today, but I don't know, like stunting, I'm not a fan of that. I don't I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. My skills at it are nil. I've never tried it. I actually got some advice on how to do it so I could try it for the video because I am being a bit of a show-off today. So let's give this a go. Get it down to first gear. Get a nice straight. Bring it down to about 5,000 RPM. Let off and back. Woo! Yeah, that's as good as it gets. That was terrifying as fuck. I've done a wheelie a couple of times in the past. All the time by accident. You know, somebody cuts me off and I have to slam on the brakes and then I have to get around them, so I gun it and it brings the front wheel up a little bit because I'm afraid of getting piled in the rear by somebody coming up. So I've done a couple of wheels. That was the first decent wheelie I've ever attempted. Like, I tried to do it. Ah, that was fun. My family's gonna be pissed. Okay. So it's fun. Okay, I'll grant you that, people. But I don't think I'm ever gonna do it again. You saw Rob at his most crazy. And it's not like I like to ride slow, right? I enjoy a good carving through the corners, right? But I don't like to go balls out. It's really weird. It's hard to find a great riding buddy because I've got several of them, and you know, they all ride cruisers and they just like to cruise. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But it's like, oh, I want to push. I want to go just a little bit faster. I want to ride it, you know, just slightly over comfortable. Or I've got friends who do track days and race their motorcycles, and they're freaking lunatics. And like, no disrespect to them, they know what the hell they're doing. I don't. I remember I was on this ride with my buddy Leon and a whole bunch of his friends, and there's a dude on a KLR 650 on knob tires, and I'm like, okay, well, I know my bike can do everything his bike can do when it comes to being on road, and we were on road, Caprice grade, beautiful, beautiful road, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna keep up with this guy. No, I won't. Turn one, see ya. There's like, turn one, he's going in there and so fast. I just don't understand how he was able to do it. And I don't ride beyond my abilities. I'll ride beyond a little bit comfortable, but I know my limitations. And I ride below them. I want to kill myself. But like this, 30 mile an hour, all my friends on cruisers would take this at 30 mile an hour. I'm taking it at 50. All my crazy friends would take that at 70. And so it's very frustrating. I'm either bored or petrified. Well, bored's not fair, because now I'm going to hear from the friend with the cruiser, and he's going to be like, I'm so sorry that I hold you up. I mean, I have a good time with them, but there are occasions where I'm like, just go a little bit faster. Chickens! Oh no, vultures! Even cooler. Little carrion action. Eating some roadkill, cleaning up my roads. Go you guys! God, I love the Delta! Look at this! Fields for days! Look at this! Rivers! I'm just up on this levee! Just up on top.